Iowa, Mr. Nunn is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate the opportunity to have this conversation. I know everyone in this room is committed to protecting the United States, and I appreciate your public service and the bipartisan work on this committee to hold Iran accountable. There is work that needs to continue here, and this is one of the reasons we're in the Financial Services Committee today, because on October 7th, the attack on Israel was one of the most heinous elements that we've seen, and we can all agree that Iran was one of the primary funders for this attack to occur by Hamas. Challengingly, the United States has stalled in freezing Iran assets, though. The $6 billion in illegal oil sales, we have been good on this committee, and I'm proud to lead the commitment that we will never transfer that money to Iran. However, they are continuing to move an unprecedented amount of oil out of the country for sale through a ghost armada. We've been briefed on this in both the classified setting and the public setting, so today we'll talk at the unclassed level, but we understand that this amount of new funding, over $80 billion, or to put that in another term, 400% increase since these tough sanctions we've talked about, has actually increased. And it's precipitated a number of threats to the region, not just to Israel, but to our own forces right in the Middle East, areas where I have flown multiple combat operations out of, have received over 100 attacks, has been highlighted today in just the last weeks alone. And during my time as a counterintelligence officer, I personally witnessed the shady tactics of the Iranian regime and their work to combat U.S. interests in the region as well as our allies by undermining them through nefarious relationships with Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthi rebels, and ultimately through the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps. So let's get started. I want to talk to you, Ms. Rosenberg. Talk to us about, first of all, how the Iranians are getting, you work on Treasury, how they're able to get oil out of Iran through these sanctions using ships that fly under false flag.
Thank you very much for the question. Iran uses a variety of methods in order to try and earn money. I appreciate
Talk to me specifically about the ships. Let's get to it.
Using obscured means, front companies, a network of individuals who are not who they say they are. They look to flag registries and insurance providers that don't look carefully.
That's an interesting point, particularly on the insurance providers. What has Treasury done to clamp down on these ships? Because ultimately, while they fly under false flags, the insurance companies ultimately are the ones where you have the ability to help stop this. What have you done to stop the insurance providers?
If they have any touch point to U.S. jurisdiction, we have opportunities.
Great. How many have we shut down?
The issue that you're getting at here is that Iran looks to fly-by-night providers that would seriously concern all of us in terms of their ability to pay out if there's a spill or any security situation.
I would agree.
Yes.
So have we identified any of the insurance providers and taken action?
Iran uses its own insurance provision here, which is
40% of the fleet, as we understand through the United Against Iran Nuclear, says that there's a U.S. company, the American Steamship Company, that's providing it. What action have we taken against the American Steamship Company right here on U.S. soil?
Getting to your point, any U.S. person, insurance provider, ship broker, flagging authority, trader, anyone involved in the movement of Iranian oil has obligations and liabilities in our jurisdiction.
I understand that. We all do. So what have you done to hold them accountable?
On the specific entity that you asked about, I don't have an answer for you, and I'd be happy to follow up.
Beyond the pale, we have asked this question multiple times. You are Treasury. What other U.S. entities are providing insurance to Iranian Ghost Fleet ships?
None that I'm aware of.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that. Let's follow up then. Mr. Paley, I want to talk with you on, are you aware that Iran has a history of freeing up funds to provide assistance to proxies in the region for terrorist purposes?
Yes, we have long expressed our concern about Iran's support for terrorism.
And so when we talk about the humanitarian aid piece, let's talk about the Turk Bank. It's gone before U.S. review. We have seen that Iran has a long history of taking money intended to help the Iranian people and use it to fund terrorism. Would you agree with that?
We have long expressed our concerns about this, and that's why we have...
Tell me a tangible action that you've taken to clamp down on this.
Well, we have, first of all, worked very closely with our Treasury colleagues to ensure that strict due diligence.
Agreed. Has it
is for
stopped
all
any of
these
the
as-
flow of oil? Because I've only seen increases.
In terms of the flow of oil, we also have a series of actions that we continue to roll out to address these issues. In addition to sanctions, we also have diplomatic outreach to a variety of different countries when we are aware that they are involved somehow.
Mr. Paley, I would like a
Iran's
listing
exports.
of all the actions that have actually resulted in a reduction of oil flow out of Iran into terrorist groups. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield my time.
Gentleman's time has expired, and I will remind everyone on the committee that they are able to submit through the